Welcome to the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, we're going to talk to Autorama Move-In Specialist, therapist, and overall nut job. No one else wants to talk to him. That'd be Steve Green, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice intro.
Jeff has a segment on must-see car museums. Conrad has the racing calendar of what's left of it, and the car clinic. And later, we'll talk with State Trooper Steve Woodard, if we can get a hold of him. Plus, we'll have the stories making auto news this week, just ahead on this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, cell phone teenager Mike Mars, King Conrad DeLon. We always need more Jeff Zeke, and I'm Don Armstrong, because that's what it looks like. As somebody said to me the other day, does he take his lessons from his granddaughter, always on his phone?
Try.
You
try and take lessons, yeah.
No, you don't try to take lessons.
He's TikToking over here.
Is he TikToking? Are you TikToking?
I wish.
Well, go ahead.
No,
so you put us on TikTok.
You know, every time I went, when the TikTok first came out, every time I went to look at it, because a lot of car people were jumping on all over it.
Car people.
I know. And it wasn't car people on there either that kept popping up on mine. They were dancing, but not like what they're dancing now.
I
quit it.
I don't think I've ever been on TikTok.
Nope.
It's just not.
You heard Snoop announced he's going to give up smoking weed, right? He announced that on TikTok.
Oh, I saw it. He's going to give up smoking. I thought cigarettes.
No, he's going to give up smoking weed. I'm sure he's just doing edibles, or he's about to announce an edible.
Well, he is part owner of a farm.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. I heard he was paying somebody $67,000 a year to roll his blunts.
Really?
What a job that would be.
Man, those things have to be absolutely perfect.
Lick your fingers every once in a while.
You wouldn't have to do that. You'd have plenty around you.
Well, if you rolled a bad one, you get to.
It'd be kind of
quality control.
It'd be kind of like an alcoholic owning a distillery or a brewery. I mean, I got to sample my stuff.
Well, somebody's got to do quality control.
Somebody.
Well, when you go to bartender school, you have to drink your mistakes.
Speaking of bartenders, and ladies and gentlemen, from the Houston Autorama, here he is, Steve Green, Autorama Chaos Director.
Hey, good morning, guys.
He takes this stuff with a grain of salt. He just is like, hey, man, hey, Don, how's it going?
Hey.
Well, he has low expectations of us, and we deliver.
We do. Steve, how are you?
Yes, I'm great. How are y'all doing?
Is your therapist in the next room?
She's on the other line.
She's on the other line.
On the hotline.
So you can get a little help through this interview process. So how's it going? Autorama Move-In, is just a few days away.
Oh, I know. It's crazy busy. We'll be doing that.
I want to ask you, is it sold out as far as displays are concerned?
Yes.
So
we're sold out.
Every space this is the first time in a few years that's happened, isn't it?
Well, we have been sold out before, but we'll have some cancellations day of, something happens to a person's car or whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty exciting to have this.
Do you have a standby list in case you got an opening in the show floor?
Yes, we do.
And what do? You call them and say, "Hey, somebody's canceled on us. You want to come in?"
Yes, that's what I do. I say, "Can you get here Tuesday or Wednesday? We'll have you."
And they come running.
Yeah.
Because Autorama is where you want to be.
How many times do you get hit up for free tickets during the show?
Oh, quite a bit. It started a couple weeks ago. So.
It started a couple of weeks ago, and it reaches a crescendo on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so is there anything in particular that we should know? Anything you're doing? Are you going to put us across from Craig Bierman again?
Yeah, you'll be close to Craig.
Yeah. Well, I kind of figured, because you've already got all that mapped out, right?
By the end of the day tomorrow.
Well, Craig will be close to us.
Yeah, that's the way you got to put it. Yeah.
That's
so move-in starts on Tuesday morning?
Tuesday at noon. We go noon to 7 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll start at 9 a.m. and go to 7.
So between now and noon Tuesday, you got to get in there and mark all the spaces off, and you're going to be busy.
There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work there. We go in Monday morning at 8, and we mark the floors.
So I assume that no mops are allowed on the floor while you're marking or after you've got it marked until everybody gets moved in.
Yes, I hope not.
A mop.
So
how long does it take you to do it? How many spaces do you have to do?
Oh goodness, over 500.
Oh wow!
And it takes us about 6 hours.
Now, do you actually use a tape measure?
We have a template that we roll. We move around on the floor and we mark the corners, so it's worked out pretty good.
Yeah. Is it a well-worn template?
We make a new one every year.
Oh, you do? Okay.
There's a method to the madness.
Yeah.
So the Magnificent Seven, has that already been determined who the Magnificent Seven are, so that you get their placement correct on the show floor?
Well, what has been determined is we've determined they're the first time shown at Houston Autorama. And so usually those guys, they are on the front row. Those are the cars that are debuting at Houston Autorama. So, but the 7 haven't been picked yet. They'll be picked on Friday.
But that's how you get that front. I think that's what we were talking to Larry a couple of weeks ago about, was how you pick that front row, and that's how you do it. Their debut
first
cars.
time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, have you run into any challenges?
No, everything seems to be going good right now. It's
Jinxed
kind of
it.
scary. So,
Yeah. Well, we sure hope that it doesn't rain on Tuesday. I have been to car shows in the past where, I've worked weeks on cleaning up my car, detailing it. Every nook and cranny has been touched by a rag or a brush or something on the car.
And then you drag it in an open trailer.
And then you drag it in on a trailer, even if it's an enclosed trailer. It's nothing perfect, and something always gets jacked up, and then you got to work another 3 or 4 hours just to get it in a semi condition like you had it when it was ready to go. And I know that you've got guys that like that come in there. They've worked on their cars for months, if not years, and they show up, and some fly in the ointment like rain the day of move-in creates absolute havoc. Here's the other thing too, Steve. I noticed that in years past, when we've brought in our car, and I'll go back to the Corvair, when I showed the Corvair in our booth, that the car has to go through an inspection first. All cars have to go through an inspection. And I rolled in there with a little more than a quarter of a tank, and the fire marshal goes, nuh-uh. So I had to go back outside the building and take a tour of downtown Houston, up and down all the streets that I never even knew existed,
just to burn
some fuel. And so that was one of the lessons that I've passed on to our cars that come into our booth every year. We've been lucky enough that we've had different ones. And this year, by the way, Steve, you're a car guy. You probably have heard of Mr. Norm. Mr. Norm's Dodges. Well, we've got a Mr. Norm car that's coming from Louisiana to show in our booth this year.
that's what I heard. Exciting. Can't wait
You
to see
already
it.
heard that? How did you hear that?
We had to send an application in.
Oh. So do you look at all of the applications?
Yes, they all come through me.
My God.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. 500 spaces, got to be at least 450, 470. Well, there's got to be at least 500 cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working on this, Steve?
For this year?
Yeah.
This show? I started around May.
Oh wow.
May.
June time.
So is in the series of shows that make up the Cavalcade of Customs, where is Houston in that placement? Are they the first show of the series, or are we the last show of the series?
Well, it kind of goes both ways. It's kind of the first show of the season here, because the season runs now through April. But the guys showing at the show this year, they're eligible to get one last point for the 23 series. So
okay. So this is the 24th season, I guess. 2024 season? Is that what you're saying?
more or less, yes. This is the start of it.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of an overlap as far as points go then.
Right.
Cool. Did not know that.
And then our own Mill Winders Award from Craig is Houston's version of the Riddler, so to speak.
Correct. Yes, it is.
That's the top tier car, and a lot of these cars will make it from show to show, and they'll take basically the tour. And how many times do they take the top award? Will one car take multiple top awards at multiple shows? Because I know the criteria is first time shown in that city is one of the eligibility things. But let's say one of them takes Mill Winders in Houston. Is there a possibility or probability it may take one of the top awards in one of the other cities as well?
Absolutely, yes. Depending how many shows they want to do in our series, each city has, something equivalent to what we have as far as Mill Winders. And so they're eligible there as well.
Okay. Steve, so on the website, Autorama.com, it also has World of Wheels and Cavalcade of Customs. Are those shows within the show?
Well, World of Wheels, we have a lot of shows on the East Coast or the east part of the country, and those are our World of Wheels shows. And we have the Autoramas throughout the Midwest, and they're just different names they use.
I see. So
it's kind of a regional series.
Yeah. What I would assume that they've kind of gobbled up the shows that were probably back in the 60s, if not even in the 50s, that they used to call Cavalcade of Customs or World of Wheels. Here in Houston, we always went to Autorama, and the first one that I went to, I think I mentioned before, was down at the Albert Thomas Convention Center. Did you ever go to that one at the Albert Thomas, or are you too young, Steve?
Well, I never went to that one.
Uh-huh. Well, thanks for calling me out on that.
It's not he's too young, it's you're old.
Well, there's either way you want to look at it.
He wasn't even building a spine back then.
Right. So ISCA, International Show Car Association, I was actually a member of that back in 78, 79, when this show was over at Astro Hall. Remember Astro Hall?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
another one that doesn't exist anymore.
That's correct. They mowed that thing down. But at any rate, ISCA, they still have a part of this, don't they?
Oh yes, they're our judging system for our shows. So they'll come down with a group of guys, and they'll do the classification and all the judging throughout the weekend and the awards.
I see. So those are. ISCA is also an organization that, as a custom car owner, and not that I was a custom car owner, but I showed my car in a custom car show. I was a member of ISCA, which I got the sticker.
You paid the money.
I paid the money to be in the International Show Car Association. And do they have their own show within a show? I guess that's what I'm trying to drill down here.
I got you.
Are they still organizer of car shows?
No, I mean that's just part of right now. That's just the ISCA for our show. They're just our judging.
Okay,
well, it's kind of like a governing body to keep things standardized.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Then tell me what Championship Auto Shows is.
Well, that's the series of shows that Pete Tundis owns and throughout the country here, and they're put on in various cities around.
So, do you work for them?
I work for Championship Auto Shows.
Okay, that's I got you. All right.
Okay.
Now, is this a full-time gig for you?
No, sir.
What do you do? What do you do, Steve? What is your purpose?
I am in quality assurance at an oil and gas company.
Quality assurance. Huh. So are you the director of other shows around the country? Or they just hire you for the Houston show?
I do Houston and Dallas.
Oh, and Dallas too.
Yes.
Here in oil country.
How in the world do you find time to shove this into your schedule?
Well, luckily for me, with my normal job, I've been there 25 years, so I have 6 weeks of vacation. So that's pretty much where all that goes.
Gotcha. Well, I know your wife is thrilled about that. But you do such a good job. It's funny. I run into Steve at Craig Bierman's house. I mean, I run into this guy all the time. And we don't hang out and smoke cigars together. I don't get it.
Well, we need to start then.
I guess we do.
Yeah, because I could see Houston. I mean, because we go to Houston all the time. I've never been to the one in Dallas, but
I have.
The things he's got to do here, he's got to do there, and I know he's got a pretty good crew here.
What's the Dallas show? When is that?
That show is the middle of February.
So you got a couple of 3 months in between.
No, he hasn't got anything. No. There's no time in between.
Well, I mean, from the actual opening of the show. So he's got to get from here to there, and he's got to do everything up there that he's doing here.
Yeah. So, in other words, I would imagine at this point in your life, you have 2 drafting tables, one for Houston and one for Dallas.
You're correct. Yes, I've got a mess here.
A mess.
So do you have, I know you got a crew here, Radar and all those guys. Do they go with you to Dallas, or is that completely a separate thing?
I have about 20 guys here in Houston that help me with the show for Move-In. And when we go to Dallas, I take about 10 of them with me.
Okay, cool.
So in other words, what you're saying is that I don't have a chance.
Always looking for help.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I work
free.
with Vern Mayer. I guess he runs. He does some security for you as well.
Yes,
and has been doing it for a while. So I've known. Oh gosh, I've known Vern probably close to 30 years now. Small world.
It is a small world if you stop to think about it. Well, so when do you open the doors at George R. Brown Convention Center to get your stuff set up before everybody moves in?
Well, again, like I said, we're going to move in on Tuesday and Wednesday. And
no, I know that. I know that. That's the move in for us. No, but when do you pack your bag and go down there and
Monday.
set up your office?
I will be there Monday morning.
Okay, just check it.
So he gets a day's head start.
Yeah,
Yes.
he can set up his drafting tables in there. Yeah.
And then the show opens on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day.
That is correct. Thursday at 3.
3 o'clock. Okay.
Well, Steve, it's great talking to you. Thank you. And I know that we'll be seeing lots of each other in the next week.
Yes, looking forward to it. We'll see y'all then.
All right.
All right.
Take care of yourself, man. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Autorama Chaos Director is what I put down here.
Well, he's going to be on the show. I'm sure we're going to interview him.
No. If we can tie him down, he's in a golf cart going 90 miles an hour.
This is our time with him. He's out after this. We've got Larry's going to join us, and he's going to set us up with all of our interviews like he normally does. Always looking forward to that. All right. Well, racing season, as you know, is pretty much over with. Erica won the Pro Stock Championship. Thank
Awesome.
God. That's champion number
6
6.
times.
Yeah.
World champion.
Yeah,
Pro Stock
pretty
driver.
impressive.
Yep.
And so, anyway, what else is there anything else going on?
F1 is this weekend in Vegas.
We were just talking about that off the air.
And I'm amazed that, people don't learn from experience, and the F1 cars are sucking manhole covers off the ground. Well, I
think he ran over it. No, he actually hit it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not unknown that those are an issue, so I guess they repaved all of these streets in Las Vegas for the F1 race and screwed everybody up on the construction. Jeff, you were saying there's a lot of fussing about
who's
the money. Making the money.
Yeah, but nobody's making the money.
It's not the locals making the money. It's the FIA.
It's a beautiful track layout. They showed an aerial shot of it all lit up at 2 o'clock in the morning because after the manhole incident, they went through the track and fixed all what they could. They continued to practice, and it was about 2:10 in the morning when they got back on the track. So they're zipping around.
Can you imagine paying $1,000 a night and at 2 o'clock in the morning?
But the city never sleeps. There's people that gamble, 24 hours. The city never sleeps. So it was part of the
Las Vegas experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The glitz and glamour. But there's not a lot of money to be made. They're saying that it's.
So pretty much the drivers' championship is settled. The manufacturers' championship, I believe, is if it's not settled, it'll be settled in Vegas.
Yeah,
But
something like that.
I'm pretty sure Red Bull is going to win the manufacturers
Let's hope.
championship. And then next,
Red Bull doesn't make engines; they just sponsor the car.
They just sponsor
Right,
the car.
right.
Who's the car? Is it a Mercedes?
No,
No,
it's their own
it's,
design
yeah.
car.
Red Bull.
Yep.
Oh my!
Oh, they do
I
the
think-
racing. They do airplane racing. They
Oh,
do
yeah.
all kinds of stunt stuff. Yeah.
The amount of money they spend sponsoring in not just the motorsports world, but in the stunt world is remarkable. So that $4 little can of Red
Never had
Bull,
one. I've never had a Red Bull.
Yeah, that
You
little
don't want
$4
one.
can of Red Bull goes a
I
long
think it
way.
tastes like hell, and I don't care to have corns removed with Red Bull.
Corns removed.
Corns. You get corns on your feet and stuff.
Okay.
Soak your feet in
And
Red Bull.
then, so the next race is next weekend, and that's Abu Dhabi, and that's the finale for Formula One.
Well, there you go.
And that's
I
pretty
know.
much-
I know. Jeff is chomping at the bit to watch all of that.
I'm
racing,
going to be glued to my radio.
as you should be.
Yes.
We'll
Listening
have to
to
get the
repeats
goo
of this
gone to get it off
particular
of it.
show.
I will use bad words.
All right.
Hey,
So-
Karen. Time to get off your phone and do your car review now.
Come on,
He
Tony.
looked, too.
Let's go, Tony.
He did look.
Who else is he going to be talking to?
Sorry, Mike.
talking about the Red Bulls and stuff. And so, what else is he going to
So
do?
that's it for racing. There isn't
All
much.
right.
Thank God.
Yep.
Mr. Moore has got a new name, Karen.
Kona Karen.
Kona Karen.
I have a cousin named Karen that lives in California. Never
Does she-
met her,
does
but
she
I found
listen?
her.
Oh, she okay.
Yeah.
Callie
She used to
Karen.
work for the same company I did.
Callie Karen.
Okay.
But instead of talking about that,
Okay.
we got to talk about the 2024 Subaru
We're not doing a car review.
Crosstrek.
We
Oh,
didn't-
no, it's not your turn.
It's not your
his.
turn.
That's what you said.
I know
No,
that.
no, he didn't say that.
I know, but I was looking at
Well,
you.
that's why I wasn't ready.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
Jumped ahead and changed things.
Hey, what's
did.
your
We
name?
can switch. We can
Ezekiel.
switch.
No. I'm going to put this back where it was.
Okay.
Put it back in the order it's supposed to be in.
Mike, we're just yanking your chain. What's Mike doing?
That's right. He's checking stuff.
Yeah, he's checking stuff.
Okay, I'm going to start mine with or without you.
Please.
And hold all your applause till the
Wait,
end.
I'm going to put a check here that you're done.
Hold all the applause till we're done. Okay, here we go. This is car museums in the U.S. you must visit. And, of course, everyone loves their cars. If you've got a museum in your state, go see it. Take the children out there
That's limited.
and enjoy it. But the first one is the American Car Museum in Tacoma, Washington. Howard LeMay died in the year 2000. He had the largest. Now, get your in-wheel time
He didn't make
decoder,
suits, did he?
in-wheel time decoder ring, because there's going to be a question at the end. But LeMay, no, that was a different manufacturer. Died in 2000. He had the largest private car collection in the world. Upon his death, some of the collection were kept in private hands and others got shipped off to the American Car Museum, which is in Tacoma, and it was funded by the city of Tacoma to keep the cars in that state, which I think is very cool. 250 other vehicles are in the museum. They cover everything from the earliest motor vehicles like a 1913 Daimler Type 20 and other touring models just like that. Tickets are $22 for adults and $16 for children. Opening times may vary throughout the year.
Huh.
The next one we have here is the National Automobile Museum in Reno, Nevada. It's not as bright and glitzy as Las Vegas like we just talked about it, but a trip to Reno can be a huge amount of fun, especially when you get a face tattoo. The trip involves the National Museum. The museum is packed with lots of brilliant cars, including movie vehicles featured from the movie Titanic. Now, I thought that was about a ship, not a car. Vehicles owned by
I bet
Frank...
you they got that car where Kate Winslet is out there making out and got the windows
It
all
could
steamy.
be, could
They were
be.
more than making out.
Frank
where it
Sinatra,
started.
Elvis Presley have cars in there, and there's other vehicles that you can look at by celebrities. There's hundreds of them to do. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for children. Other opening times throughout the year, but you have to buy the tickets directly from the museum. You can't get them scalped in Neaterville or anything like that.
What?
Yeah, you can't. So the next one is the Lane Museum in Nashville, Tennessee. If you love European vehicles,
Is it
and who
AJ?
doesn't?
No, that's not that's an AJ Foyt car.
There you go. But it's one of the premier Euro museums in the country. the standard of the cars that you have some experimental vehicles that probably shouldn't even seen the light of day. For an example, manufacturers spend a lot of time developing the microcar concept, and at this museum there is a ton of them to look at. They also have motorcycles, bicycles, other unique vehicles. The museum is closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's open from 10 to 5 every other day of the week. Entrance for adults is $12 and children are just $3. So that's a pretty good deal if you want to take your kids there, experience the automotive industry. The next one, everybody's got an opinion about this, is the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I'd like to go.
Well worth the trip.
No prize for guessing what type of vehicles are in this museum. If you want a massive collection of Corvettes covering the entire history of the brand, this is the place to be. If you can imagine a Corvette, it will be found here in this museum. Includes older Corvettes, newer models, and the entire museum is about preserving one of the best-known American vehicle brands around.
And it's right across from assembly plant.
Opening times may vary throughout the year, so check the official website. Tickets are $17
Can we talk to that woman?
Got a little tour.
People over the age of 13, and if you're under 13, they're $12. In addition, it's $10 per person if you want to do the Corvette simulator. So that's a good one to do
And there's
also.
section in there about Betty Skelton, George's aunt.
Okay, and here we go.
There's
Everyone's
the one to
favorite
visit,
is the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles, California. Opinions are this is one of the coolest museums in the U.S., mostly because everyone's children at heart, and they feature an original Batmobile. So that's very cool. There are plenty of other exhibits in the Peterson Automotive Museum. They have exhibits dedicated to Porsche, Tesla, plenty of vehicles, film and television. The favorites here are the classic collections, oldest car collection in the U.S. Now, the other one from LeMay was the most. This is the oldest. Tickets are $19 for adults, between $10.95 and $12.95 for children. If your child's ugly, you pay more money. The museum is open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's what it is.
The ugliness?
I don't know, but the next one, are we running out of time?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, all right. Well, let's just go to. I'll just give you the verbal on that. You got Indianapolis is
Yes,
one of them, and
absolutely.
of course Henry Ford.
Yes.
Also,
Absolutely.
Like Henry Ford.
love
Yeah,
Henry Ford.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts at your fingertips. The In Wheel Time Car Talk show continues right after this quick break. Houston's finest cars are invited to another Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, December 2nd, and you're invited too. Show off your personal pride and joy, or just stop in to see the likes of Lucid, Lamborghini, Porsche, Ferrari, and more. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. It all takes place Saturday, December 2nd, 9 to noon. This is the perfect opportunity to connect with other car enthusiasts. From BMWs to Bentleys, Corvettes to McLarens, the Car Social is a different kind of show. Talk to the owners. See Gulf Coast Auto Shield's facility. You'll be amazed. Put it on your calendar now. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, December 2nd, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
Hey, Houston! America's greatest hot rod tradition is back! Thanksgiving weekend! The O'Reilly Auto Parts AutoRama! At the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 action-packed days of hot rods, customs, classics, trucks, and performance cars. The ultimate lowrider showcase. Sponsored by Shorty's Hydraulics. See Lone Star Throwdowns, Texas-sized truck spread. And don't miss the traditional rod and custom section. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, see wild, high-flying, freestyle motocross stunt shows. Shop the swap meet and women's world all weekend on the celebrity stage presented by Nick's Auto Repair and Classic Car Restoration. Friday, meet AEW Tag Team Superstars, the Lucha Bros. Saturday, it's Noel G. Hector from the Fast and Furious. Sunday, it's Lou Ferrigno, the original Incredible Hulk. The O'Reilly Auto Parts AutoRama. November 23rd through 26th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts.